guys, welcome back to Style with Substance and welcome. Hi guys, welcome back to Style with Substance and welcome to a long overdue Q&A. I asked you to put all your questions in the comments box on Tuesday and you guys did. In fact, I was overwhelmed with the number of questions in there. So I'm going to do my best to work through all of them as quickly as I can. And I'm answering everything. So if you want to find out some of my thoughts and get my steer on some of the most personal questions I've ever answered in a video before, then please keep watching. And get to the first question, which is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? So in 5 years, I will be, shock horror, 34. And I would like to be married. I would like to live in the home that I will live in pretty much for the remainder of my sort of late adult life. I would like to have grown my channel to the point where I could do YouTube completely full-time without sort of needing any additional stream of income. But as I've already kind of said to you guys, I do like to have multiple sources of income, but I would like to get to a stage with it where it could be my only source of income and I'd be fine. And potentially I would maybe like to have started a family. Who knows? Career-wise, I would like to be, from a marketing standpoint, I would like to be like a fully fledged consultant. And instead of contracting, I would like to be in a position where I essentially go into organisations for a few days or a month or so max and advise on marketing strategy and tactics for a company to implement. So at the moment I'm contracting, so I kind of go in and do the execution, but I would like to be at the next level where I go in and advise on how they should plan their campaigns and what would be a good strategy for them. So yeah. Next question is, what part of Uganda are you from? Do you have any financial advice? And can I talk about dating and also plastic surgery? So I am not from one part of Uganda because my parents are from two different parts. So my dad's family is from Komamboga and my mum's family is from, well, predominantly Entebbe. So from both of those parts. Do I have any financial advice? Actually, I saw something really good on YouTube not too long ago, and it was, if you can't afford something twice, then you can't afford it. So if you can't afford to buy something twice, i.e. if you don't have twice the amount of money that it costs, then you can't afford it. And I think that's a really good strategy to live by in terms of making big purchases. I say that except for things like houses and cars, which people normally get with some sort of loan or finance agreement. Other financial advice is you're never too young to start saving. So as soon as you start earning, you should start saving at least 10% of your salary. And what else? However, life is short. So if you see something you like, buy it and try it on. And if you don't get on well with it, then you can always return it. So yeah. Dating and plastic surgery. Dating for the young girls or guys out there, I would say date as much as you can in your 20s, in your sort of late teens. Just get it out of your system and get an understanding as to what you like. I dated quite a bit, probably in my early 20s, and then I was lucky enough to meet my fiance pretty much mid-20s, and I am glad that I had the dating experience because by the time I met him I knew exactly what I wanted, but more importantly what I didn't want. So date as much as you can, and I'm a strong advocate for, you know, pretty much just being free and enjoying being single. As for plastic surgery, to be honest, it's a topic that splits most people. My personal opinion is that do what makes you happy. Like if you feel that there's something about you that is stopping you from being the best version of yourself or from feeling as comfortable in your own skin, then if you are in a position that you can do something about it, go ahead and do it. Like, it's your body, and as long as you can live with yourself after that, and you know, it makes you happy, then just do what makes you happy. Next question is, how do you stop comparing yourself to others? I would say it's tough, especially when you are in a very public space like the internet and YouTube. And I think it's natural. We always compare ourselves to other people, especially when we're talking about big achievements or life milestones. And I think everybody is running their own race, and everybody has a different destination to get to and at a different time. So comparing yourself to somebody else, you're not taking into account what that person's destination is, what they're supposed to end up doing, and why they've reached a certain milestone before or after you've reached it. So it's almost irrelevant what somebody else is doing. It's almost irrelevant to compare yourself to other people, because none of us are on the same journey. Yes, we are all doing this thing called life, but we are all looking to get something completely different out of it. So I try to bear that in mind, and I also take regular breaks off social media, because it's the worst for comparing your lives to other people. So I think just living in my own existence and living and fully being grateful for what I have in my life is just what I try to focus on. The next question is, how do you get your dream guy? Don't go looking for him. In short, do not go looking for your dream guy. Your dream guy will find you. I'm a firm believer in what is meant to be will be. So don't go looking for him. Just be the person. Focus on becoming the person that you think that you want to be, and that you think is the best version of yourself, and that you think would attract who your dream guy is. And then he will come along. How do you beat homesickness? I am lucky enough to live quite near my family, and that was always quite important for me, because I am very family oriented and quite a homebody. And yeah, I do love and really get along with my family. So I just go and see them, in all honesty. But I think surrounding yourself with friends or people who make you feel like you're home is important. So it's great to have good friends in your life. And also just call your family, text them, just keep in close contact. But yeah, I tried to never take myself away from my family, because I know I couldn't cope. So someone says, how would you deal with a difficulty in your job? I'm sure at some of the companies you've worked for, there were some difficult personalities, so how did you diplomatically interact with them? I always found that I just distance myself from difficult personalities, if I can. If I'm in a situation where I have to work with someone who has a difficult personality, I always try to bear in my mind that you don't know what battle that person is facing, and that them taking out whatever they're going through on you is completely not personal, and it's absolutely just about them or their unhappiness or their insecurities. However, I also use it as a learning experience, because sometimes people can be difficult, not necessarily because they're just being difficult, but it could be an opportunity for you to learn something from that or to better yourself. So don't always look at it as the other person's in the wrong. Sometimes it's a good opportunity to reflect on yourself and see, am I dealing with this situation in the best way that I can? Am I doing the best work that I can? But ultimately, I just try to, maybe even try to find a way to bond with this person, or to just show them that you're human, and, you know, like offer your listening ear. But in 9 times out of 10, somebody being difficult or being hard to work with is not about you. It's about something that they're going through, I would think. Someone said, greetings, there's not many black UK women on YouTube talking about finance, so first of all, thank you, because it's so important to have someone who looks like you and understands the British life. My question is, in terms of building wealth and beginning the journey of financial freedom post-Brexit, where does a novice start? I really want out from the rat race. So I've said it before and I will say it again, you need more than one source of income. So I would say the first step for a novice is find your passion, pursue it, and then eventually find a way to monetize it. So just find something that you're good at or something that you really enjoy, hone your craft, just keep working at it in your spare time, and eventually the path will make itself clear to you. And that sounds very airy-fairy, but when I started out on YouTube, I never thought that I would be making a decent income from it in only a couple of years. So I would say the sky is your limit. As long as you love something and you have a passion for it, or you're good at it, there's always opportunities. Someone says, hi, I love your channel. What did you do straight after university, and what's the highest earning marketing area? I actually didn't do a marketing job straight after university. I worked in an education centre, tutoring and also dealing with parents and sales and new members and things like that. So it was very unrelated, but then after that I got a job in a digital marketing agency. I would say the highest paying area in terms of marketing, or the highest paying industry, is a toss-up between technology and financial services, or professional services, should I say. I'd say professional services. So if you are a marketing manager or executive or director in a law firm or an accountancy firm, then you're likely to be paid a higher salary than somebody, for example, in the, I don't know, in the travel industry. But I'd say, yeah, professional services does pay really well. Someone says, how does someone gain confidence in the workplace, and tips on finding a job fast? Confidence in the workplace is all about being yourself, being your authentic self, and letting people accept you for that. Because I think people can tell when you are putting on a front, or when you're being very a fake, as it were, or putting on your best face, as it were. So you're going to be with your colleagues day in, day out. You're going to see them more than your family. So there's no point in trying to pretend you're something you're not. Just be yourself, and eventually people will warm to you and they will appreciate how genuine you are. Tip to finding a job fast: make sure your CV is fantastic. I would also say I would recommend paying to get your CV professionally looked at, and making sure it's out there as much as possible, and making sure you're always adding new skills and paying to go on courses to boost your experience. Any plans to travel to the States soon? I would love to. I would love to go to New York and maybe even Atlanta. So not soon, but maybe in the next couple of years. How do I budget and save? I tend to have specific things that I'm saving for. So I have a monthly budget, so I know what all my outgoings are, and I keep that in a spreadsheet in numbers on my phone. So I have a budget for household stuff, which is a shared budget between myself and my fiance. So we know what we're paying for everything collectively, and we pay into a separate joint account. And then I have my own personal budget, which are for my own personal expenses. So I always know what I have to put aside, and then anything left over from that will go into savings for whatever I'm trying to save up for, or it will essentially kind of go towards shopping or any other recreational activity that I have. So I just try to keep lots of separate pots for my money. So that is part 1 done. I'm going to leave it here, and I'm going to have you guys come back on Sunday for part 2 for even more personal questions on marriage, kids, and some really other interesting topics. So stay tuned and see you then. Bye!